don't buy a camera. 6 billion people. That's the number of people who own the digital camera in the world. 45% of them. That's the number of people who use their camera only once a year. According to some data, many of people who own the camera don't use the camera. That's the only data on the internet, so I don't think that's the absolute situation, but I kinda agree. I think most of beginners will make a mistake and regret buying a camera. I experienced it too. Anyone who meets any of the following criteria, don't buy a camera. 1. You are about to buy a camera even though you don't know what to shoot. 2. You think like a good camera equal improvement. 3. You are choosing a camera only by a spec. Don't buy a camera yet because you still have a lot of things to do before buying camera. So in this video, I'm gonna explain why you shouldn't buy the camera and show you what to do before that to have a better life without regrets. Why you shouldn't buy the camera? Because in principle, cameras are not important. In these few years, many cameras were released, but basically they are same. Just a metal box that shoots 4K video and pro level capability like log shooting, over 20 megapixel photo and autofocus and image stabilization. For example, how those new cameras are different from 2018 Sony a7 III. For the general users, it's not a revolutionary change. Like this is Nikon ZR compact cinema camera. But if you just want a better video and photo than smartphone, so you are using Sony a7 III, in that case, this ZR and a7 III are same. ZR is not valuable here. Also, there was a music video in Korea shot on only iPhone, but looks like it was shot on a super expensive cinema camera. This proved iPhone could do more than mirrorless cameras depending on how to use it. So, what I want to say is, in the extreme way, iPhone, the camera A, camera B, camera C, those are same. Doesn't matter. Even if someone who has a7 III switched to the new camera, that doesn't make a huge difference. Or even if someone who has iPhone 16 Pro switched to the mirrorless camera, they won't feel the big and astonishing change as they expect. Because everything nowadays shoot well equally and they don't improve your work, your skill that much, so it's not, important, especially for beginners. More importantly, you are not ready for the new camera. Those are specific reasons not to buy cameras. First of all, don't buy a camera if you don't know what to shoot. I think this happens a lot to people who shoot on smartphone but they want to upgrade to the camera. This type of people are interested in video and photo, so in cameras too. Maybe they watch reviews on YouTube. And a lot of people are recommending cameras, or maybe the new cameras are released. That's the enough reason for them to buy a camera even though they don't know if that is a right choice for them or not. It's like that guy is recommending and this sounds cool, this seems a super pro. The reason could be anything. They just wanted that trigger. But without a clear purpose, the camera becomes just a heavy chunk of metal. First few weeks, you will be excited, like you bring the camera to everywhere you go, but you will lose the motivation and reason to bring it out after a few months, and eventually you'll regret buying that. You don't know what to shoot, even don't know which you go for, video or photo. Then, what's the camera for? You just bought it for satisfying a temporary desire. That's a major regretting situation. And if you think you can improve your image or work by a new camera, still don't buy a camera. This happens a lot, especially to beginner videographer and photographer who are eager to improve their works. Cameras are just a camera that captures things. It doesn't give you a new skill like writing or shooting. It just offers you some technology to support your activity. It's like taking the protein without working out. So buying a camera you can't handle. It just wastes of money. At the last, if you're choosing the camera by only the spec, don't buy a camera. This is related to the reason number 1, don't buy if you don't know what to shoot. Cameras are not always judged by numbers. For example, if there is this spec like full frame, 40 megapixel, 8K video, that might not fit your style. Maybe what you are really looking for is the GoPro. I don't know, but the spec is not everything for finding the answer. I mean, only you can know what's best for you. Just watching some camera side-by-side comparison video and going for the better camera isn't gonna lead you to what you really need. So buying the camera that doesn't fit your style eventually makes you stop using the camera and you end up selling it. waste of time and money. So from now, I'll show you guys what to do before buying camera. First, change the perspective and try many things. Means change the lens. Let's think like this way. A. Sony a7 III to FX3. The lens is cheap kit lens. B. The camera is the same, a7 III, but change the lens from kit lens to 50mm f1.8 prime lens, which gives you the bigger difference. Of course, B. If you're using something like iPhone, you got several choices like a wide to telephoto, and it got portrait mode that can create the bokeh. Just try to shoot with many different focal length and angle, position, or different light situations and colors. Or recently, there is a lot of iPhone camera accessories that can enhance it, like detachable iPhone lens like this. That will make a bigger difference and better output than just buying a new camera. If you're already using a mirrorless camera, same thing. So for example, this is shot on Nikon ZR and 24-7mm f4 lens. But if I switch to this 56mm f1.2 prime lens, and this is what just happens. You know, the massive difference, and it doesn't have to be the super expensive. It needed $600 to make this difference. But what if you buy a new camera? It costs you like at least $1,500 or maybe $2,000. But buying the new camera doesn't make the bigger difference than this. What's important here is using what you already have and maybe plus alpha something, accessories and lenses to draw the maximum potential of you and your camera. When you did everything you could do and you feel like I can't do more, that's the time to buy a new camera. If you already have a mirrorless camera, did you try some lenses, like prime lenses? I think you haven't had everything from your camera. Try some lenses. So this is a promotion of Viltrox 56mm f1.2 Z lens, but I'm doing this because I want you to know the power of changing the lens, and it doesn't have to be that expensive. I've been showing you the Viltrox lenses on my channel a lot because I believe this brand is a lifesaver for a lot of beginners and enthusiasts. It's low budget but super high quality. Especially this Viltrox Pro Prime Lens series is something you want to try before jumping to the new camera. This is Viltrox 56mm f1.2 Z lens. This Viltrox Pro series offers you the flagship image quality with large aperture f1.2 and the incredible sharp and clean image. This is made for APS-C camera, but you still can use it for full frame cameras such as Nikon ZR. When that, it's gonna be about 85mm. 85mm with f1.2 makes the huge separation of subject and background, and this is about $600. Also, this is available for Sony and Fuji, not only Nikon. Way more than the price, and this is exactly what I'm talking about today. Changing the lens from something like a kit lens to the large aperture prime lens makes a way bigger difference than just buying camera. So this is shot on Nikon ZR and 24-7mm f4 lens. You know, it's not bad. It's super convenient, like a 24 to like 70mm. It's super convenient. Even if I switch to the different camera, this is S1R2, but with the same type of lens, this is 24 to 60mm like zoom lens, it doesn't make a huge difference. But with the same camera, Nikon ZR, and the different lens, 24-7mm zoom lens, and this 56mm f1.2 lens, this is exactly what I'm talking about. When you upgrade your zoom lens, your kit lens to prime lens, I always recommend Viltrox. This brand has several series such as this Air series, which is incredibly compact with a good quality. That's actually a great start for the first, changing the lens experience. But today, I want to recommend this Pro series. This quality makes me forget about its price. I've been using a tons of flagship lenses, but this does the same thing pretty much. 56mm/85mm captured the thing so dramatic. I mean, it creates the high density feel. It is perfect for portrait in the city or landscape with a style. And what's amazing is you can carry this depiction in this compact size. It's about 600 grams, which is relatively light as this 56mm/85mm f1.2 lens. It performs really well in both of hobby and client shooting. If you want to try the lens that can give you the new sight, new world, but you can afford $1,000 for the lens, this is what you want to try. especially if you're thinking to buy a camera. Don't buy it yet, just consider it. I put that link in the description below, so go check it out. So next thing you can do is focus on expression more than the image quality. We tend to prioritize how the image is clean or sharp, how the color is good or not when it comes to the camera. The content is more important, and we know that, but we easily shift our attention to what to use, like a good camera, bad camera, good lens, bad lens, the bad mindset. Good camera equal improvement. But the gear actually doesn't matter that much if you know how to shoot, if you have a skill, expression skill. This applies to both of hobby and work. If you want to shoot better, if you want to make things you are seeing amazing by a camera, you want to have the expression skill, the skill to tell a story, not a good camera. As the training to develop the storytelling expression skill, we often hear, watch movies, watch tons of video content. Yes, I agree. But what you can learn from them is mainly the technical thing, like what focal length to use, what composition to use, and what color to use. It's all visualized for you to learn. But you can't develop the skill to express what's on your mind. To develop the skill, read books. I know it sounds crazy, but that helps me a lot. Especially novels, story are good. Anything is fine, just pick something. But don't just read. Imagine the scene you are reading. Like how the face looks like while this guy is saying this line, or how big the face will be captured in the frame if it's a video. Where are we seeing this moment from, like angle, position, how bright this room is, or how the camera would work if it's video. Creating the visual of scenes in the book by yourself and try it actually in the real life by your smartphone or camera. Anything would be fine. And when you express what's on your mind, you can practice methods that you learned from movies. So basically what I want to say here is developing your expression skill before relying on the power of technology, like upgrading the camera. Try some lenses and try many different things with what you already have, and read books, watch movies, and practice a lot. This gives you 100 times better quality than just buying camera without making effort. Someday you will feel the limit for your camera. Like you have what you want to do, but the camera can't do it physically. It's no longer useful, it's just inconvenient. When you arrive that stage, it's the perfect time to buy a camera, and you won't regret it because you did everything you could and you are 100% sure that your next camera will definitely help you, and you are 100% sure what to buy next. Until then, don't buy a camera. So, last thing you want to do. Well, this is not last thing. I want you to try this while you're doing other two things. Being away from social media. 71%. That's the number of people who purchased products by the influence of social media ad or review content. Well, even though those didn't directly make you buy stuffs, I think you have used for researching at least. I think we tend to rely on online opinions for especially expensive purchases like cameras. And that power is more than what we think. If you have an even tiny desire, like wanna buy a camera, your decision tends to go easy, especially when you are surrounded by tons of positive opinions about that camera. In a deep level, you know you don't need it, you know you still can use your camera, but it sometimes gets hard to resist it. And the digital marketing pushed it harder. People on the internet talks as if the new one is better than the old one. The devil whispers you like, you should buy this. Well, fair enough, that's what I have been doing. Like denying the old history to justify the new history, new generation. I don't deny that marketing because it's not lie. In fact, the new camera is better than the old camera. That's true. And that's what the company puts all energy in, and we gotta proud of the technology development. But what I want to say is all things that social media says are not for you. Even if I say this Nikon ZR and the Viltrox 56mm is so good, so you should buy it, don't buy it. And think like Am I this you? Just take the review as the information, not as the emotion. But sometimes it's still difficult to control yourself because amount of voices and because of the power of the influence. When that, ask yourself like, why do I need this? Most of the times we buy stuffs just because we want it. If we follow the spirit like a buy because we need it, we don't have much of stuffs right now. If you are about to lose to the rapid material desire, just take a moment, prepare the pen and paper, and do this. Right? For example, Sony A7 IV. This is talking to you, you should buy me. And below that, write want and need. And give reasons why you want, need it below them. Most of the times, you don't come up need more than want, and that means you don't need it, so don't buy it. I don't say quit social media completely. It's actually inconvenient. But what we want to try is to separate our mind from social media a little bit so that we can decide stuffs by ourselves without disturbing voices. It's a good idea to hear other people's opinion, but basically we gotta focus on what we gotta do with what we have. Don't buy a camera because you are not ready for it. If you are really ready for buying camera, you're not gonna struggle to decide because you know exactly what you need and you know exactly what cameras that can offer those things to you. So if you are having a fun with a smartphone, shooting videos and photos, but you want to buy a camera for no reason, don't. You'll regret it. If you're using the mirrorless camera for some personal project or the client work and want to improve your work by a new camera, well, don't. Just try things I talked about today. Changing the perspective and try lenses and trying creative ways to shoot. Input the shooting skills from video content and expressing skills by books. Being away from social media and focus on what you have to do with what you have. Trying those things allows you to develop your skill and draw the potential power of you and your camera and leads you to the limit. When is the limit? That is when you feel your gear is just super inconvenient. That's the time. And don't forget that you do that want or need mind process when you are about to buy cameras. Well, not only cameras, all stuffs. And those eventually will improve your everyday life no matter what you are. So like this, I will deliver things that improved my life actually, and that might potentially, improve your life too, regardless of genre. Today, I went deeper in camera topic because I've been reviewing a lot of cameras, lenses, and actually I am the pro filmmaker, so I thought I could give you some useful things. But yeah, I will do many other different topics except the camera. So I hope you can enjoy, and I hope I can enjoy and learn too. Okay, this is it. If you have any questions, just shoot me anytime, anywhere. And if you have some requests for the next challengings and learnings, let me know in the comment below too. If you like this video, show me a thumb and hit the subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Java.